Alrighty, my last tool is called Human BioDigital or BioDigital Human. It goes to humanbiodigital.com. So the biggest thing with this one is I can't really see any of their results. So I can have them show it to me when they're done, but there's not going to be a separate screen to see how many attempts they do or anything like that because the free version only allows you to explore it. If you want to assign, readings or things like that, you have to pay for it. But I still think this is going to be a really cool and neat interactive tool for my anatomy kids. So I chose this because while you can explain or give kids physical models, just kind of seeing everything in the human body can be so much more beneficial for students than just kind of sitting there talking to them. So you can go down by region and you get a bunch of different ones. Anatomy by system, so you can click on auditory systems, cardiovascular, reproductive, respiratory. It just shows a lot of the cool, again, things that you can see. So you get cross sections and microanatomy, origin insertions. And the big one for me was anatomy quizzes. So kids can quiz themselves ahead of time, and then when I have it on a quiz, they are not seeing it for the first time. They can again get a little more practice. And then what's really cool is you get all of this stuff with the specialties. So a lot of kids that are in my anatomy class, they're juniors or seniors that are hoping to go into some kind of medical thing or medical field. And so they can kind of look at that ahead of time. So they can look at endocrinology and what's all there. And again, they have some basically procedures or problems that they're going to see. So things like cystic fibrosis for lung patients, autoimmune attack, diabetic feet, foot ulcers, Graves' disease. So they're going to be able to see these things ahead of time. I'm going to use this primarily for them to review. Like I said, I can't really get it myself, but I can have them go through it and then show me that they've at least went through it once to see what they learned. I think ISTE 2.4.B kind of fulfills this because I don't know a lot of this stuff. So I'm actually gonna learn alongside my students. I don't know what Graves' disease looks like in somebody's eyes. So I think it'd be really cool to one read ahead of time and then also assign it to my students so they're learning at the same time as me. I'm just really cool to one get a 3D model so you can go in here and mess around with it. But they are simulations, so they're releasing stuff. You kind of see where it goes. There's something to read. You have labels, so it zooms in and shows you where it's at. So that, hey, this is that thyroid gland. This is that edema that we're worried about. So it's some tumor that's just releasing a bunch of stuff. And then you can look at the different glands, or you can come back and look at it again if you wanted to go to a different one. We can look at diabetic ketoacidosis. So that's a really bad diabetic stage, and it shows like what each step of that is. So it goes here. This is what happens whenever your insulin's not working correctly. What that means is that your ketones are raising and all this. And then again, it shows you that labeling in there. So I think this is a really cool and neat tool for my anatomy kids. And I'm really looking forward to seeing their input and seeing if